Let's give this another go, shall we? Bum 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 ba bum bum ba bum 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 ba. Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. You're back. Welcome to another day of fun and games with Professor Victor Singing Eagle here in English Composition 1 at Sisseton, Wahpeton College. Well, we better jump into it because I always talk too much and make these videos way too long. So, we'll start with some announcements. Announcement number 1. If you've been following along on our, what do you want to call this, our syllabus course prospectus, you know that we're on our home stretch here. So, I have to cancel one of these papers. We did our annoyance paper, our how-to paper, growing up story, the evaluation paper. We got to scratch it. So, if you pay attention to anything I say at this little mini lecture, pay attention to that. We are canceling the evaluation paper, which was originally due Monday, March the 18th. We got to jump straight to the first draft of the final research paper. We'll talk about that in a minute because it has to do with essay writing. First things first, we're also going to talk about some other announcements. Let's see, 266 days till Christmas. Make sure you finish Pop Quiz B, which is on e-learning. Jump on that. Keep up with the journals because I got to collect them. Please do not save all your papers and journals and dump them on me at the end of the semester because that's a good way to make me grumpy. What else? Oh, that's it. Now, last time we chatted, we talked about informal logic. I introduced you to this. I gave you a definition. Informal logic, for us, for the communicative purposes. It's the study of reasoning and how arguments are structured to make sense and draw conclusions based upon evidence and sound principles. Got it? If you didn't get it, just hit the back button and play it again because I'm running short on time. We also gave you some definitions of logical fallacy. Again, for the purposes of our class and the purposes of communication and argumentation, a logical fallacy is 2 definitions, mine and ChatGPT's. Definition 1, an often plausible argument based upon mistaken or deliberately false illogical reasoning. And then ChatGPT says, a fallacy is an error or in reasoning or argumentation that undermines the validity of a statement, often by using faulty logic or misleading tactics to persuade or deceive. Got it? Right on. Okay. Now, last time we chatted, we talked about ad hominem, which means to the man. It was Latin, not Latin, Greek. And it means to attack the person rather than his or her argument, right? Yeah, we did that. Okay, now, today we're going to do one called Ad Populum, otherwise known as the bandwagon argument. The bandwagon argument says, fact, the majority of people argue X. Therefore, X is correct. What's wrong with that? Well, it's the mother of peer pressure. Come on, everybody's doing it. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's smoking. Therefore, you're a nerd if you don't do it too. Yeah, by the way, I was a big nerd in college. You could probably already tell, but we won't go there. High school too, man, but we won't talk about that. We don't have enough time. Think about back in the days when you had your first car. You're a male or a female. I'm going to pick on the males because, I'm a guy and that's what we do. Get our first Chevy. Get a girl and shotgun. We go out to some country road somewheres and it gets all dark and we start steaming up the windows. And then one person says to the other, oh, come on, let's do it. And the girl says, no. And what do you say? Oh, come on. Everybody's doing it. Bandwagon. Classic bandwagon argument. Illogical. That is a logical fallacy. Other examples of the ad populum argument are everybody drinks Coke, therefore you should too. Everybody's got an iPhone. Don't mess around with the Androids because Androids suck and, you want to be the cool kid. So get an iPhone, right? Classic ad populum. The majority of Americans are worried about immigration. Therefore, we must take this issue very seriously in our next election and vote for whatever the orange fella's name is. I can't. Turampu. I call him Turampu in Chinese, which is really not a good word, but we won't talk about that right now. We're talking about bandwagon arguments because everybody else believes it, therefore you should believe it too. Now, we're going to change the channel because I talk too much. Let me see how I'm doing on time. Still 6 minutes. Well, maybe I'll have to cut this video in two. Yes, I'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and hit the stop button, upload this video, and then switch to the discussion about real essays. So, thank you so much. We'll talk to you in just a second. See you later. Bye-bye.